In the sequence of stories of superhit films shown on Khabar Tab Tak, the new link of story that I have brought before you today is the story of film Arpan, that is Offerings. This film was brought on the silver screen in 1983, and this was one of the most grossing film of that year. This film was directed by J. Om Prakash, and the lead role in this film were played by Jitendra, Reena Rai, and Parveen Bobby, whereas Raj Babbar played the role of villain in this film. Sujit Kumar and Preeti Sapru, etc., played character role in this film. This film included many a beautiful dance scene and melodious song as well. The music director of this film were Lakshmikant Pyarelal, and the voiceover in the song of this film were given by Lata Mangeshkar, Anwar, Kishore Kumar, and Suresh Wadekar. The first few lines of some of the prominent songs of this film I am humming for your amusement. मोहब्बत अब तिजारत बन गई है, तिजारत अब मोहब्बत बन गई है, मोहब्बत अब तिजारत बन गई है, तिजारत अब मोहब्बत बन गई है। परदेस जाके परदेसिया भूल न जाना पिया, परदेस जाके परदेसिया भूल न जाना पिया, तन मन किसी ने तुझे, तन मन किसी ने तुझे अर्पण किया, परदेस जाके परदेसिया भूल न जाना पिया, भूल न जाना पिया। तौबा कैसे है नादान घुंघरू पायल के, तौबा कैसे है नादान घुंघरू पायल के, एक दिन लेंगे मेरी जान घुंघरू पायल के, एक दिन लेंगे मेरी जान घुंघरू पायल के, तौबा कैसे है नादान घुंघरू पायल के, शर्म के मारे लाल हो गया रंग मेरा बादामी, शर्म के मारे लाल हो गया रंग मेरा बादामी, खनक खनक के गली गली में करे मेरी बदनामी घुंघरू पायल के, तौबा कैसे है नादान घुंघरू पायल के। नैन मिले उसके बाद फूल खिले, उसके बाद चैन गया, उसके बाद प्यार हुआ, उसके बाद तेरी मेरी शादी होगी, देंगे लोग मुबारकबाद, तेरी मेरी शादी होगी, देंगे लोग मुबारकबाद। लिखने वाले ने लिख डाले, लिखने वाले ने लिख डाले, मिलन के साथ बिछुड़े, हंसता हूँ मैं सुरजान हाय दिन रैन गए थोड़े, हंसता हूँ मैं सुरजान हाय दिन रैन गए थोड़े। Now listen to the entire story of film Arpan, that is offering in details. The story of the film Arpan, that is offering, begins with a scene set on the seashore where Shobha, played by Reena Rai, comes to meet her lover Anil Verma, played by Jitendra. After a brief confrontation, the two fall in love and return home enjoying the beauty of the sunset on the beach. One day, while Anil is having breakfast, his sister Vinny, played by Preeti Spru, arrives. Vinny tells her brother Anil that she is in love with Rakesh, played by Puri. Anil meets her lover Rakesh and allows them to live together. One day, Anil Verma asks his secretary Ashok, played by Sujit Kumar, to call Shobha and invite her to his house in the evening. When he returns home from the office, Shobha is already there. She is overjoyed to meet Anil. Anil then gives her a new message. In this message, he talks about going to Germany to fulfill his father's wish. He tells Shobha that he is going to spend a year there to pursue a degree in plastic molding. Hearing this, Shobha becomes sad, but he promises when he returns to marry first. After this, he will set up a large plastic molding factory here and live happily and lovingly with her. Meanwhile, Anil's mother arrives and asks Shobha to pack up all Anil's belongings so that he does not face any problems during his stay in Germany. Shobha happily packs up all of Anil's belongings. The next day, as Anil is leaving for Germany, he showers Shobha with love and asks her to take on all the responsibilities of his home in his absence. Shobha tells Anil not to forget this when he goes to Germany. He promises to write her a letter every day and then makes her promise to write back. After Anil's departure, Shobha starts working in JK's factory, played by Raj Babbar, to support her family. One day, JK calls Shobha to his chamber and expresses his desire to marry her. When Shobha confesses that she wants to marry Anil, JK becomes determined to force herself on her. Shobha then slaps him, rebukes him in front of all the office staff for his bad behavior, and then leaves the job. JK also threatens to make her his wife at any cost. However, Shobha ignores his threats and walks away. Meanwhile, one day when Winnie visits Rakesh, she is deeply saddened. Upon asking, she reveals that she is pregnant with his child. The doctor has now advised her that abortion is not possible since she is unwed. Becoming a mother would bring immense disgrace for his family. Rakesh retorts that there is no need to be sad as he is ready to marry her. He then adds that until now his income from his job has been sufficient to support his family. Hearing this, Vinny becomes sad again. Rakesh then declares that his boss JK is a very good man and will give him a loan. He is also due for a promotion in a month or two, which will increase his income enough to support his family. After assuring Vinny, Rakesh approaches his boss JK for a loan. At first, JK tells him to refuse the marriage and abandon the girl, calling her a trickster. But when Rakesh tells him that she is the daughter of a respectable family and the sister of Anil, a factory owner, JK asks him if this is the Anil who loves Shobha and is going to marry her after returning from Germany. Rakesh says yes. JK then hatches a plan and agrees to give Rakesh a loan. He tells Rakesh to tell him whatever money or benefits he needs and he will provide. Returning from there, Rakesh shares this good news with Vinny, which makes Vinny happy. After Rakesh leaves, JK calls Shobha and tells her that Vinny, the sister of Anil, whom she wants to marry, is in love with one of his employees. Rakesh Vinny is currently pregnant. If he refuses the loan to Rakesh and Vinny becomes a mother out of wedlock, their entire family will be disgraced. Shobha then tells him to hang up. After receiving a call from JK, Shobha visits Vinny's house to meet her. Vinny is shocked when Shobha asks about her pregnancy. She confesses She then becomes saddened by the news that her brother Anil is currently in Germany and her due date is nearing. Fearing that if she doesn't get married and becomes an unwed mother, the family's reputation will be ruined. She tells Shobha that Rakesh is ready to get married, but her brother Anil is not here at the moment. Shobha then tells Vinny that she will convince Anil. Shobha then convinces Anil by telling him that Rakesh's boss is demanding he get married right now, otherwise he won't be granted leave. Rakesh and Vinny are then married in a simple ceremony. Anil's mother tells Shobha that while the wedding was held with great pomp, in her son's absence, she will arrange a grand wedding for Shobha and Anil. After marrying Vinny, Rakesh goes to his boss JK to ask for a honeymoon vacation. JK promises to grant him leave only after he bring him some important documents from Pune. Upon hearing this, Rakesh takes his car to Pune to retrieve the documents when he encounters another car blocked by a broken down vehicle. As soon as Rakesh's car stops, three or four thugs board Rakesh's car and at gunpoint takes him to an undisclosed location and imprison him. After having Rakesh kidnapped by these thugs, JK calls Shobha to inform her his kidnapping and invites her to his residence to discuss the matter. When Shobha arrives at his residence after receiving JK's call, JK tells her that his thugs kidnapped Rakesh and that he will release him, but she must marry him. Shobha replies that she would rather give up her life than marry him. JK then tells her that even if he gives up his life, this matter won't be resolved if he doesn't release Rakesh. Anil's sister Vinny will become a mother without marriage, which will bring a huge stain on Anil's family. He then asks Shobha to think about it and tell him about it later. In the morning, when she returns home from JK's residence, Anil's sister Vinny comes to meet her. She tells Shobha that Rakesh has been missing for a few days and says that if Rakesh does not return, she will commit suicide rather than becoming a mother without marriage. Shobha consoles her, saying everything will be fine. After Vinny leaves, Shobha begins to contemplate everything throughout about the family's disgrace and Winnie's suicide start to play out in her mind. She also remembers the promise she made to Anil that she would take full responsibility for his family in his absence. After this, she reluctantly calls JK and tells him that she is ready to marry him, but with one condition that marriage should only be revealed after Rakesh is released and goes on honeymoon with Minnie. JK then tells Shobha that he knew she would do this. After being released by the goons, when Rakesh comes to JK to give the documents he was asked for, he finds JK intoxicated. In intoxication, JK reveals Rakesh that his own goons had kidnapped him so that he can pressurize Shobha into marrying him, and that Shobha has now agreed to marry him. Rakesh is stunned by this and returns home telling to resign from JK's company. Returning home, he tells Vinny everything that happened to him, explaining that Shobha had become made a huge sacrifice for them. Rakesh and Vinny then approaches Shobha, revealing everything and apologizing for sacrificing her love for Anil to save their family from disgrace. Hearing this, Shobha makes them swear to her that they will not reveal this to anyone, including Anil and his family. Anil and Vinny returns home with heavy hearts. After marrying Shobha, JK, remembering Shobha's initial rejections of his marriage proposal and her humiliation in front of all the employees at the office, begins to take revenge on her. On their wedding night, he brings three or four of his mistress to Shobha's attention, teases her after drinking alcohol. Then he forces Shobha to drink alcohol. When Shobha refuses, he throws alcohol on her face and threatens her that as her husband he will do whatever he wants with her. Shobha insists on agreeing to everything he says except for drinking. To Despite Anil and his family, JK publishes his wedding photo with Shobha in the newspaper. Seeing this, Anil's mother and Anil's secretary Ashok begins abusing Shobha. When Anil returns after a year in Germany, he finds everyone in the family standing there to welcome him except Shobha. He confronts his mother about Shobha's absence, to which her mother tells him that the Shobha has been unfaithful and that she had married JK, forgetting her love for money. Upon hearing this from her mother, Anil calls Shobha and asks to meet her. Shobha refuses, saying that now that she is JK's wife, she can no longer associate with other men. Hearing this, Anil is heartbroken and begins to consider Shobha shameless. Despite this, he cannot forget Shobha's love and continues to live in deep memories of her. This begins to ruin his health and business. Seeing Anil to so suffocated by Shobha's betrayal of marrying JK, his secretary Ashok, whom Anil considers his older brother, one day comes to him and suggests he go somewhere else to distract himself. At first, Anil refuses, but when Ashok insists there is no harm in trying it, he agrees. One day, he goes to a musical performance at the hotel where he is staying. He is overwhelmed by the dance and music performed by Sona, played by Praveen Bobby, and records her singing for himself using a tape recorder. The next day, while Sona and her father and other musical assistants are sitting together having breakfast, Sona's father, played by Sudhir Dalvi, says that once Sona gets married and leaves, he will once again fall prey to loneliness. Sona replies that she will neither marry nor go anywhere. Hearing this, her father retorts that weddings are settled in the heaven before even people born. Then Sona hears the song from her dance and music performance at the hotel the previous evening and starts walking in the directions of the song. Living there, Sona finds Anil listening to a song on a tape recorder with his eye closed. Sona removes the cassette from the tape recorder, saying that she sung her own songs and does not let anyone record them. She then takes the cassette and returns to her apartment. The next day, Sona finds Anil again in the garden singing a song with his eye closed. She then retorts, saying she should not ask a stranger such a question, but she is still asking so that she can help him understand his indifference. Anil reveals that his girlfriend rejected him love and married another man. Sona consoles him by saying she might have some serious compulsion. Anil then dismisses her compulsions, claiming he is simply rich. Calling her shameless, Sona then suggests he should leave her and marry another woman. Gradually, love blossoms between Sona and Anil begins to forget Shobha's love. After marrying Shobha, JK constantly insults her, but Shobha continues to obey her without protest. One night, while JK is having a party at his house with his friends, he drinks heavily. Meanwhile, he calls Shobha to his friends and humiliates her in front of them, hurling insults at her for wearing a sari. Then he tells her to go upstairs, change into a pink nightgown, and bring him coffee. Shobha, without any resistance, complies, obliging. Most of his friends leave angered by his behavior, and a few psychopanatic friends who remain for food and money also leave later. But even after everyone has left, Jackie continues drinking, eventually falling into a drunken stupor. Just then, Shobha arrives with a coffee trolley and hands him a cup of coffee. Realizing he is drunk, she brings him upstairs to a sitting room. In his inebriated state, JK remembers what his friends said and his conscience begins to condemn him for threatening his live wife in this manner. Then he asks Shobha, I condemn you very much, yet you never fight back. Shobha replies, what is the point of fighting back? You do as you please, and I do as my conscience dictates. Jack's ill will slowly begins to yell to Shobha's tolerance one day while he is finishing his work in his office. His health worsens. He quickly calls a doctor and gets himself treated. The doctor diagnoses his illness as serious. Realizing his illness is serious, JK begins to shower Shobha with all his love, hoping to make up for the past moment torment. In this context, he takes Shobha to a city where he stays at a hotel. Anil is also staying there with the new girlfriend Sona. When Anil sees Shobha going out with JK, he becomes jealousy with him. JK takes Shobha to musical concert being held at the hotel that evening. Shobha is shocked when the announcer announces that Anil will sing, but because JK is still there, she cannot even get up and leave. Anil then deeply touches Shobha's heart with his touching song. After the song ceremony ends, Shobha goes to her room and Anil goes to his suite. Despite Sona's presence, he remains lost in Shobha's memories. Sona then takes Shobha's side, telling Anil that Shobha is doing the right thing. If she were in her place, she would have done the same, as she has now become another man's wife. Meanwhile, Jack's health deteriorates significantly and Shobha takes him back to Delhi. Anil is overjoyed by Jack's illness and attributes it to Shobha's action. Seeing the growing love between Sona and Anil, Sona's foster father arranges their engagement and sends them off, wishing them a happy married life. Within a few days of living with Anil, Sona wins the heart of everyone with her behavior in his family. Anil's mother often praises her and criticizes Shobha. One day, Anil's sister Vinny comes to her parents' home with her husband Rakesh and the child. Handing her child over to her mother, she sits down to eat with the entire family. Anil's mother praises the food Sona has cooked. At the same time, she vents her anger by abusing Shobha. Hearing this, Vinny and her husband Rakesh becomes uncomfortable. Rakesh immediately gets up and says, leaving the city. Anil insists he will go to the same city with him to look at a plot, asking him to wait a while, but Rakesh saying he needs to wait for his boss and go away. JK, who is undergoing treatment in Delhi, continues to deteriorate day by day. The doctor even declares his liver and kidneys completely damaged, telling him he is only have a few days left. Meanwhile, Shobha takes good care of him, but all her efforts fail to revive JK's life, and one day JK dies in her arms. Shobha then returns to her mother's home and gives birth to her and JK's child. When Rakesh goes to meet Anil after his master JK's death, Anil complains about not having met him for so long. Anil recounts his master JK's illness and his preoccupation with his death. Anil is moved by this and tells him that Shobha has received the consequences of her action. Anil remarks about Shobha infuriate Rakesh, who laments that his family and he himself often speak ill of her. He was bound by his promise to Shobha and was unable to oppose them, but now he will no longer remain silent. He then recounts in detail to Anil how Shobha sacrificed her love to marry the evil JK, who often harassed her to save her family's honor. Not only that, but so that your upcoming marriage is successful and no shadow of this can ruin it. He made me and Winnie promise not to tell you all about this so that you people will stop thinking about her and misunderstand her. Upon learning this from Rakesh, Anil goes to Shobha's house to meet her and apologizes for thinking ill of her and speaking ill of her. After hearing everything from Anil, Shobha retorts that he has never harbored any animosity towards her. How can she forgive him in such a situation? She then tells Anil to give Sona her utmost love and forbids him from seeing her again. When Anil returns home from Subha's house, his mother questions him about his late arrival. In response, he tells her that he was going to meet Subha. Anil's mother tells him that he still hasn't gotten over the memories of that scoundrel. Hearing this, Anil brings his sister Vinny there and tells her everything about how Sobha sacrificed her own happiness to save his family's honor. Hearing Sobha's advice, Anil does not visit her for a few days, but when he learns that Sobha is in great trouble due to the death of her mother and her deteriorating health, he admits her to a hospital and visits her. When Sobha arrives, she once again tells him not to visit her out of love. Anil then says that he will keep visiting her no matter what until she recovers and leaves the hospital and goes home. Just then, Shobha spots Sona peeking inside through the window. She calls Sona inside, but Sona angrily runs away. Shobha then tells Anil to go home immediately and console Sona. When Anil, following Sobha's advices, returns home to console Sona, finding her missing, he asks his mother about her whereabouts. Anil's mother informs him that Sona has gone to the hospital. Just then, a neighbor informs Anil that Sona has been in an accident. Hearing this, Anil quickly rushes to the scene and admits Sona to a hospital for treatment. When Anil inquires about Sona's health a few days later, the doctor tells him that Sona is physically fit but she will never be able to bear children. When Anil returns home with Sona and his mother learns that Sona has been unable to conceive, she begins to curse her fate. Just then, Shobha arrives holding her children in her arms and tells Anil's mother that none of you have misfortunes, it is only mine. He then hands Sona his child, saying that everything she has done to bring happiness to this family is meaningless because now that the family has no heir, she is suffering Sona, her child, so that her lap will not remain empty. This is the reason Sona met with an accident and had to witness all this. She then extracts a promise from Anil that he will raise this child like his own children and raises him to be virtuous. Saying this, she dies in Anil's arms. The story of the film Arpan, that is offering, ends with this scene.